December has come in full force this year. The first long-held snowfalls in recent memory, with temperatures rarely getting above freezing. In lifetimes past, winter brought with it a sense of unyielding adventure, and I would find myself longing to dive into the frozen wilderness to take on the challenges of the cold while exploring the ice kingdoms of nature. Not this year, though. As 2025 comes to a close, so does this journal. Just for a little while. Its pages filling up of the histories, events, and the comings and goings of this past year, and I find myself longing only to settle in for the winter with my candles and books. Unplugged early morning visits with friends and family, and an overall cozy cottage vibe of quiet reflection, and a little hint of pride at what I was able to achieve this past year. A quiet, interconnected web reaching out through the city in golden threads, all leading to one singular place yet to be revealed, where the future of the entire city will unfold in courtly fashion. I surprisingly exceeded the goals I had set for this past year, most of which was in establishing an offline lifestyle and routine where the internet as a whole had no influence on anything at all. This was a huge deal for me since, in years past, my life was dominated by creating weekly content and excessively long live streams. These days, I don't really pay attention to any of it. It holds no meaning or value for me anymore. I discovered value in other things, real world things. Not chasing anything on some website somewhere, but out here, in the actual wide open world where the only thing you're chasing after is your next adventure, or your next quiet evening. I discovered that the further I got away from the internet grind, the happier and more peaceful I became. I swapped scrolling for turning the pages in books. Internet drama for historical plot twists and centuries-old stories. I stopped attempting to live vicariously through other people's feeds, and I became one of them, sharing a life in a world that others might only dream of. Sunrise morning coffee with my baby sister has become a daily routine. Nothing happens before coffee. Turning the phones off in the evening and putting them away so as not to be tempted into the hour after hour of doing nothing but staring blankly at social media. Scrolling to attain nothing but a toxic numbness. Sitting quietly reading my book, or in my dim study writing this one, took over almost everything. It was a year spent in self-education, creativity, life, untapped interests and passions. Offline memories made with special people not meant for sharing. Secreted, private affairs that remain as ours and ours alone. Untainted by the poisons of the outside world and the jealous, destructive natures of individuals who simply are what they are and can never evolve beyond it. This is inarguably a better way of just living your own life, and it offers you many things of value to offer to others. You're not just some one-trick pony sales pitch on the internet. Never limit yourself or taint your creativity, life, or relationships with such things. The season of wonder had arrived, and for reasons I still have yet to contemplate, I found myself inspired to create just one tiny sparkle of Christmas magic for someone in particular. A simple Merry Christmas, but nothing else included. No poetic note, no Hallmark-style message, only a card that reads Merry Christmas, with no signature or return address. such things won't be necessary. I'm the only person she has ever met or ever will meet who would create such a thing. There I am, the ghost of Christmas past, without any inquiry. My heart tells me she needs it. When it comes to instinctive notions like this, always follow your gut. If you feel something isn't quite right, reach out, even if it is this gently. It may just be that vague, gentle touch that changes everything back to the better. There's something that feels old world and romantic about handwriting a simple letter or a holiday greeting and sending it out via snail mail. You can easily imagine the experience of receiving such a thing from out of nowhere. The joy, the wondering why, the happenstance of it. Much more powerful and impactful than sending a text where just two simple and very common words becomes an experience and an instant fond memory. The smile they can't help. The flutter inside they can't deny. Such a simple thing. A little thing that made all the difference. This journal, my world building, my stories, my books, plots and plans for the future and quiet reflections, a sleepy winter of studying Tolkien and having lucid afternoon dreams. That's my plan. Still, there are winter events of the city that I dared to brave the cold for. And this year the city kicked off an all-new Christmas tradition. 3 days of gathering and celebration in the historical district that we lovingly call a holiday to remember. Tiffin doesn't just decorate for Christmas. It transforms. Lights shimmer across downtown like constellations brought down to street level. Snowflakes drift in spirals, not falling, but dancing. You can feel something stirring, a softer heartbeat beneath the usual winter chill. People gathered in the glow, neighbors sharing warm greetings, friends embracing after months apart, children believing in magic because the adults around them can't hide the sparkle in their eyes. And all the while, the city's long memory stirs and mixes with something ethereal and new as we gathered in the snow-covered square for this year's tree lighting ceremony, now with fireworks behind the iconic clock tower included.
So I definitely want to thank Operation Hallmark for all of their help with decorations and making sure that our community is always looking great. Simply Shop Local for our event this weekend. This is the people in just a short list of everything that goes on that you might not see but that you get to experience. So I wish you all a very happy holiday season and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Marissa. She's also our resident photographer. Next up, we have Susan Wilkinson, Simply Shop Local. One lucky child for the audience today is going to help us turn on these lights. So with that, Mayor Wilkinson, let's see who this child's going to be. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, with that, please love locals, enjoy the fireworks.
This, followed by visiting all of the shops, staying open late for the event with warm glows and even warmer faces waiting inside to greet anyone who crosses their threshold. The boutiques, the art galleries, the restaurants, the bookstore, the coffee shops and more. An old world Christmas almost forgotten, dipped in hot chocolate and scented with peppermint and pine. Stories from centuries ago rustle through the snow and ice-covered branches of the trees, echoed in the footsteps on an old cobblestone, and the shimmer along the river's edge. Tiffin has always known how to blend the past and the present, like a storyteller who refuses to forget but is eager to dream forward. In this, I've already begun failing at being just another face in the crowd, and I've admittedly become easy to spot. So, to the girl who called out my name while we were in the midst of filming this video, I sincerely apologize for not turning around and acknowledging you. Both my cameraman and I both heard you calling out, and I hope you don't take it personally, but I have no idea who you were. If you would have approached, I would have been happy to cut the filming and meet you in person, but in that moment we were in the countdown to the main part of the event. We were just in the moment. It was nothing personal. As we stand on the threshold of a new year, there's a strange, beautiful sense that something extraordinary waits ahead. Not loud, not overwhelming, but a gentle unfolding, like a new chapter written in silver ink within the leathery cover of an old soul's enchanted journal. A magical future, filled with new romances, new tales, new blooms, and in continued heartbeat of a riverside town that holds its history like an heirloom, and its people like family. Some towns keep their magic hidden. Others let it walk among the people. And then there is Tiffin, a place where enchantment doesn't arrive with thunder or prophecy, but in quiet moments, as subtle as the breath of winter on a window pane. 2025 was the year people learned to see it. It began with the roses. Roses that seemed touched by something ancient. They grew in colors richer than memory, perfumed with a sweetness that made old stories feel close again. Some said the blooms were brighter this year. Others claimed that they had heard whispers when the wind passed through them, soft hints of the city's past drifting into the present. People stopped to admire them. Families on morning walks, students cutting across campus, couples lingering on the bridge long after sunset. And in those small pauses, something quietly beautiful happened. We all became part of the same fairy tale. As the days shortened, the town exhaled warm air into cooling skies. Shadows grew longer, stories deepened. and an old world romance threaded its way through the streets like a gentle spell. 2025, you are a quiet and patient magic. A year woven with love, memory, and whispered wonder. And to all those who walked through it with me as we set the stage for this ever-expanding world, its histories, and life inside of it, thank you.